If you're looking to grow a brand online, there can be a lot of information out there that can make things a little overwhelming to getting started or really even growing your brand. There's just so much that business owners or CEOs or wherever you find yourself in the part of your business as far as in that operations, it can get overwhelming. If you don't have a structure, if you don't have a very specific strategic plan that you're following, and even if you do, a lot of times it can become overwhelming looking at specific numbers and just all these different things that are a part of an online business that you have to measure to be able to see how well your brand is performing, and then just areas of focus to be able to make sure that your brand is growing properly online. And that is the main purpose of this video today, is to hopefully make things a little bit easier and less complicated for you as somebody who is trying to grow a brand online. Because really there are only just four things that you need to focus on from a high level and to be able to attack to make sure that your brand is going to grow online. Now, for me specifically, I'm going to be catering this more so towards physical product brands or e-commerce product brands that are selling physical products online. But other than that, this can still work, and it will work for any other type of online brand as well. So that's if you're a service-based business, or maybe you do services in your local community, whether you're a painter, a contractor, or maybe you have a client services business that you are offering digital marketing services or different things. Really, whatever type of business that you are trying to grow or you are growing, these four things are going to be able to help because it's specifically catered to online businesses. Now, one of the things I really like about this is I was actually watching some videos from my mentors. One of the guys that I really look up to is the current CEO of Disney, and he talks about kind of in his process of being able to evaluate where he needs to look to be able to have continued growth. They're really only focusing on three core things. These high-level overarching values or principles are kind of KPIs that they use and say, okay, if we're hitting these, they're kind of the big rocks, and all the other tasks, whether that's the design elements or how a page is set up or how a campaign is done or a sale is launched, they all fall under these core overarching focuses. So again, whatever your brand is online, if you are looking to grow, whether you're a physical product brand, a service-based business, a client-facing service business, this is going to work for you, and I hope it provides a ton of clarity for you so you can continue to make an impact and serve those with your brand online. And if it's your first time seeing this video, please go ahead and click the like button and subscribe, because my goal at this channel is to provide you with as much value as possible, again, so you can go out and make a difference with your brand. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump over to the whiteboard where I've actually got this laid out very simply, so that way I can show you really what are the four things that you need to focus on if you're going to try to grow a brand online. So this is going to be for those that are kind of in a CEO position or maybe a business owner position, because if you've been at it for any time at all, you see that as a technician inside of your business, you can't get the things done that you need to get done to be able to grow. You have to start delegating. And so again, by focusing on these four core principles, this is going to give you a high level view of focus when you start delegating tasks to say, are we doing these things correctly? What do we need to change? You can always come back to these four things, and I promise they will not let you down. So again, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump over to the whiteboard. All right, so jumping into these four things, before we get started, I just want to again state that this is an overview. So we're going to create different lessons later on within the channel as far as covering these four things again and going into detail on the specifics of what you can focus in on within these four core areas. So again, these are going to be the four core focuses when growing a brand online. So being able to start with number one, this is the most important thing, is visibility. Are you being seen online by your ideal marketer, your ideal consumer, whoever that ideal customer for you, whether it is a eco-friendly millennial living in San Francisco buying all natural products? You need to understand who that person is that you're going after, that you're trying to bring in and bring value to through your products and the content that you're sharing. So being able to make sure that you're being seen by your market, and a lot of this has to deal with creating content that resonates with that ideal customer, and then also making sure that you have a strong content distribution strategy. So what that means is just being able to create pieces of content that are maybe already being created. You put your brand's spin on it, and being able to put that out through your blog, through your social media channels, and maybe even putting a little bit of money behind that to get that in front of the right people. You can also do a thing that I love, which is called kind of audience arbitrage, because if you don't have an audience, you really have no purpose in building a brand, because you're going to spend a lot of time up front being able to get that audience together first. So one of the greatest things that you can do if you're really passionate about a product and people that you desire to serve, you can actually go out and kind of arbitrage or find the people who already have or are serving that market or that demographic, and partner with them or do a podcast with them or do an interview with them. So that way they'll share it with their audience, and you can share in the benefit of the people that they have already, put into a place that they can distribute content to and get them to take specific actions like purchasing products or services. So again, the biggest thing starting out is visibility and ensuring that people are seeing the message that your brand is putting out, attempting to resonate with them and bring them in to join the community that you're hoping to create. Because without visibility, without a content distribution strategy, you're not going to be seen by anyone. Of course, you're not going to be making any sales, but no one is going to know what your brand represents. And that's what's so great about the power of social media and online marketing today, is that we have the ability to reach so many people, and even more so specifically the people that we are wanting to cater to and make an impact in. So number one, visibility. You can't do anything without it. Even if you're producing content, you're not getting seen, you're not going to make the sales or the impact that you hope to with your brand. Number two, obviously, conversions. So once the people are seeing your message, is the market that's seeing that message purchasing the product? Because again, we always want to come from a value first kind of incentive, right? That we want to focus on giving value and just know in return we're going to get sales. It's funny, it's not really funny, but it's interesting that there's always a transaction that happens before the sale, and typically that transaction is in the form of a value exchange. Someone sees something, they get value from it, they can, whether it's make an immediate difference in their life or just a tip that resonates with them, that they can make a difference. These are things that there's a value exchange before they actually make the decision and go and purchase that product. But I'm getting a little bit off topic. When we're talking about conversions, again, just are the people that are seeing our content purchasing? You can get really deep into this and go look at your Google Analytics and see your traffic flows, where are people coming from. But really, it's focusing more so on your product pages or your services pages on your website, where that purchase is actually taking place. Now again, we're not going to go super into detail with these today, but more specifically is when you're driving the people or your market that are seeing your message and you're taking them to that landing page, or that product detail page, or that service detail page, to where they're going to be placing their order or booking a call with you, whatever that is, what is the conversion rate on that page, specifically on that landing page that you're driving to? You don't really want to look at a site-wide conversion, because that's not going to give you the best idea, because you might have so many different types of pages that aren't set up to have a certain conversion action. But whatever the product pages that you are marketing or advertising or sending people to, you want to make sure that those are optimized for conversions. And a lot of that is making sure that you have great sales copy, making sure you have great descriptions, images, videos, and just the overall layout of your detail pages or your landing pages. And that's something that we'll actually create a video on later, as far as showing what that specific layout looks like, because there's really a structure that's uniform for all types of landing pages or product pages to be able to educate someone and have them take action within your market. So number 3 is order value. So this is basically increasing how much customers are buying when they are purchasing, not to be confused with lifetime order value. This is when a customer comes and they order a product or products, how many are they buying? What is the value of that? Is it every customer that's coming to your store, they only spending about $28 buying maybe a product and a half, right? Are they coming and actually buying 3 products, 4 products? You know, what is that average order value for you? And of course, this is going to be different if you're a physical product brand versus a services brand. But you know, if you're a services brand, you can basically look at it as how many services are we being able to help them with? And of course, it's different. Sometimes, you know, one service might only be a good fit, but how many times are people purchasing additional things, not just one thing? And so, you know, ways that you can increase your average order value are being able to put upsells within your product detail page. So on Shopify, you can do that with several different apps that allow you to, you know, whether that's creating bundles and selling bundles of products, or being able to upsell more of that same product, or maybe even cross-sell different types of products that relate to that product or even a service. A lot of times people will look at these and just call them funnels. Basically, when you drive somebody, have them take an action, then upsell them or cross-sell them. But really it is just a sales process. And again, there's more details into how to be able to increase that average order value, but that is number 3 on being able to see how you can increase customer purchases when they are buying, being able to have them purchase more. And again, my favorite is just product upsells and product cross-sells directly from that product detail page. But again, we'll have another video going over that more specifically. And the final one is number 4, which is more frequency. So how often are our customers buying? So again, not to be confused with that average order value, but how many times are we actually having people coming back to our store and purchasing again? And there's a lot that goes into this. This could be, you know, a really well built out client success team or customer service that does a really great job of providing a great experience. This could be, you know, putting little product inserts into your packaging once you deliver a product to give them the opportunity to get a discount, continuing to remarket and provide great content, having automated flows, you know, for people that come through and buy product, just so they continue to build that relationship with your brand. There is a lot that goes into number 4, frequency, but the best way to look at this is, are we creating a fantastic experience for our first-time customers? Are we making them want to come back? So again, you're going to need a good product. If it's a terrible product, you know, you're most likely not going to see that person again. It's going to leave a bad taste in their mouth. And that is one of the problems that we see a lot with drop shippers, or people that are, you know, sourcing product from China and just directly shipping it to their customers. Even if they get a couple of samples, they can't really see what that you know, lifetime of product delivery is going to be, and being able to control that is very difficult unless you have someone overseeing that for you. So that's one of the reasons why we love being able to have our fulfillment and a lot of our brands' fulfillment in-house, so that way we can make sure that that customer journey within the fulfillment side is being fulfilled, and they're getting everything they need in those packages when they need them. So again, just a quick overview. Number 1, visibility of your brand. Number 2, conversions on your site, or people that are actually purchasing product. Number 3, the order value, how many times people are purchasing in that one cart. I guess that's kind of a little confusing. Basically, how much they're buying, when they are buying. And then number 4, frequency. How often are those customers buying? How often are you getting repeat purchasers? These are the 4 main things you need to focus on. When you're looking at your business as a whole online and growing your brand, and you say, you know, where do we need to focus on? Come back to this and look at this. How many people are seeing your brand? How many conversions are you having on your top product or your top service pages? What is our order value? Are people only buying one product? Are they buying a lot? And then how often are they buying? You can go into your analytics and see what that average order value or that average lifetime value is, and really examine which of these needs the most improvement, and that will allow you to say, okay, we're not getting a lot of repeat customers, let's focus in on this and really see what this problem is. And you might see, okay, we're sending out a lot of bad products, or we're really not following up with our customers well. Let's implement a success strategy and call them after their first purchase, make sure they're using the product correctly, etc., etc. So I hope this was some great information, and this provided clarity for you in your brand to be able to look at these areas, decide what needs to be made better, and then being able to delegate those tasks and create outlines to effectively solve these problems, or just increase the performance of these 4 areas. So again, I hope you loved this video. I hope this provided value for you and your brand. If you haven't already, make sure to like and subscribe so we can continue to provide you with amazing content. So go out, make a difference and an impact with your brand.